Hey guys, I'm out here on this 1957 Chevrolet truck that I call Honest Charlie, or just Charlie for short. If you'll recall on several videos back that I said I was going to put some armrests on, well, I'm trying to do that today. And let me start off by saying these armrests are not for this truck. There's a gap underneath here, but that's as tight as I can get them. And you know what? They're going to serve the purpose just fine. Just to put your arm on, or just to shut the door when you're closing it instead of having to hang on to the handles here. These armrests come in really handy. And they're white. And I got these at a swap meet not too long ago. I think I got them this year. Could have been last fall. Whenever I do get to go to a swap meet, I kind of look for things. And I believe these armrests are I'm going to say from the 60s, maybe early 70s. I'm just guessing. But what caught my eye was that they were white, and this truck is white, or it is for the moment. So, and my wife, when she gets in it, she always, I notice she's always looking for that armrest, and there's none to be had. So I got this and put it on, and this is not my best work, of course. Well, I guess if you're familiar with this channel, you know some things are not my best work, but this is the armrest right here that I'm going to put on the driver's side. And at the same time, I'll show you that red door panel. I'm not real fond of that. If you look back when I very first got this truck, somebody was crazy about red and blue. I don't know what it was. Even the rims, best I can recall, some were red, some was blue, and I don't know what their thinking was, unless it was some kind of parade truck or something that's just red, white, and blue. I don't know, but all my heater stuff was red, and it's pretty bad. But anyway, it's nothing that can't be fixed, or you can live with it for a while. As I have these door panels, I'm gradually trying to change it to black, mostly, so because black, as I said, I might change colors on this truck, and if I do, while black just about goes with anything, red, blue, yellow, green, whatever, black will match it. So that's my thinking on that. So anyway, this is it. I'm pretty proud of it, and I will say, while I had this door panel off, I was smart enough in my head to get me some lube. Got some WD-40. That's all I could find anyway. And I lubed up all my mechanisms on here for my window crank and door, and the windows, down in here, that stuff that you can't normally get to, my locks, this, that, and the other. And it seems to work pretty good. I've also painted this handle, which someone painted red, and I painted it back black. I can live with that a little better. I'll try to show you. You can see that handle over there is red. As I said, somebody really put a lot of effort into painting it red, white, and blue, even this pinstripe. And my wife started taking this off. When I first got the truck, she couldn't wait to get rid of all the red. Look at that. Oh, and this is kind of neat. I don't know if I pointed this out or not, but somebody's got some wood and made some sun visors. And really, they done a pretty good job, and I'm really hesitant about changing them out because you don't see them every day, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, it's a good thing, but you know what I mean? I mean, this truck, I guess what I'm trying to say is this truck has a story, and if you look at some things really carefully, you can maybe figure out some of the story this truck might be trying to tell you. Or that's the way I look at it anyway. So, anyway, getting back to, what was I talking about? I'm going to do the other side, the driver's side, the same way as this one. And because it didn't come right up to here next to the door panel, and I don't have many tools. I'm a man on a budget. I know y'all's probably tired of hearing me say this, but I just kind of reinforced it with a bunch of washers, and I kind of got it rigged. But I believe it'll be just fine. No more than I drive it, and no more than my wife is in here. At least she's got a place to put her arm and shut the door, because it's this door with the weather stripping is kind of hard to get it to shut, so kind of have to slam it. So anyway, I think it'll be just fine, and when I get done, I'll try to show you when I get all done with it. Anyway, just hang on, and I'll be with you in just a minute. Okay guys, I've got the driver's side door panel off, and I was going to tell you a couple of things that come to mind that I don't know how I happened to think of it, but I thought I would share it with you. Something you probably already know, but you know, sometimes I seem like I just come unplugged every now and again. So I was going to tell you, when you go to drilling, if you're like me, and this is the first time you've, okay, what I'm talking about is the armrest. The armrest, back in the days, like when this 57 Chevrolet truck was made, if you wanted an armrest, it was an option. And just like the heater, I know I've said this in a couple of videos, but this truck has the deluxe heater, which was an option. Otherwise, you got a standard heater that wasn't as good as the deluxe. And sometimes, you know, no heater at all. So no heat, no defrost. So, but what I was going to tell you about the armrest is, when you go to, even if it's not a truck like this one, if you're putting armrests on a truck, maybe changing them out or something, if I was you, I would make sure that the glass is up, because you don't want to drill a hole and it maybe accidentally go through real quick like it does on me occasionally, and bust your glass. Of course, this one's already busted. It doesn't matter, but, and you know, I kind of like that look. But anyway, that's another story. What I was going to tell you was, while you have it out, I mean, when you're putting your door armrest on, phew, just like on this one right here, make sure you got enough room for your door handle to work. Like on these trucks, in order to lock the door, you press down on the door handle. Like when you're going to get out, you know, you pull up on it. When you want to lock it, you press down. So make sure you got enough room for your door handle to operate. And also keep in mind too, like the thickness of your seat. And I'll just show you what I mean real quick. I know it might be kind of hard to understand, because sometimes I don't explain things very well, even to myself. So what I'm talking about is, make sure you got enough room, and then you press down to lock the door on the inside. Back in 55, 6, 7, and I don't know how long they continued this, maybe on up through 59, the locking mechanism was on the passenger side. There was no, you couldn't use a key to lock the door on the driver's side, if you didn't know that. Anyway, this one locks. I've had them changed so it locks on the driver's side, but if it was a factory truck that had never been messed with, you would slide out, the driver would slide out on the passenger side and lock it with the key on the passenger side. I don't know why, but I've had 4 57s, and that's just the way they came. So just something, anyway, that's something else to talk about. But what I was talking about, see, when you shut on the armrest, see how much room you have between the seat and the armrest. Now, I don't know what kind of armrest you might be going to use, but keep that in mind. I mean, you want to make sure that the door will shut and still not hit your seat, so the door will shut. And remember to roll your window up, just in case something slips or whatever, because I was just taking a gamble, because I've had these trucks before. I kind of knew where they might go, the factory ones, but this one is a little bit longer than the factory, and it had me a little bit nervous, but I made sure the window was up and all that. And while you're at it, if I was you, whether it be one of these trucks or not, when you take your door panel off, if it has screws or stuff like that, and like I said, this is all I got. I'm sure lithium grease or something would be better, but I just kind of lube everything real well, maybe a couple times. And even the screws that I took out of the door panel, I kind of give them a little bit too, to make them go in easier. And I need to tell you too, if you're fooling one of the, I'm going to continue lubing here when I get done with this video thing, but make sure, like when you're taking your door panel off one of these kind of trucks, that maybe you leave one screw in on this side or something, because if you take them all out and you take your last screw out that bolts right here, there's two that bolt right here, that thing might just come off and it might hit you in the leg or whatever. So, and it is all metal and it is kind of heavy, so just kind of keep that in mind. Anyway, I thought I'd show you this. I know everybody's smarter than I am, but I just wanted to let you know, just so you would know. And like I said, I'm not the brightest bulb in the room sometimes, so when I do something, I try to pass on good information if I can. Okay, I'm going to finish doing the driver's side door panel. I've already got it out, and I'm going to clean it up and spray paint it. I've already took my door handle off and spray painted the knob on it, the window crank, and I'm going to let it dry real good. And I'll get back with you in a minute. We'll look at it, hopefully all finished. See you in a minute. Okay guys, I got the driver's side done. Painted it black, put my armrest on, got my window cranks and my door crank on, and let's try it out. Get in this truck, we'll give it a try. Hey, I like it. I like it pretty good. It's going to be a whole lot better than using these handles to shut the door with, so pretty happy about it. I got some of that old crappy white paint that I had left over and just kind of sprayed it real quick. No, it's not a pretty job, and the paint is crappy too, so anyway, done what I could, but the door panel looks pretty good. I got a little places I need to touch up from where my screwdriver slipped around putting the handles on, but all in all, I'm pretty happy about it, and I hope maybe you found this kind of interesting, because I've been kind of dreading doing it, because most of the time I walk around in circles trying to figure out where I set something down, or where is this at. That's where I spend most of my time. So finally got it done, and maybe I can start working on this truck a little bit more. My buddy Tim said that he's going to try to get a big turd into his garage here pretty soon. Well, just maybe a few more days. I was talking about this tape. I'm going to keep this tape here just because it's really laid in there really good. And I might wind up, I'm not for sure, I'm not saying I will, but I might wind up two-toning this dash. Maybe paint the top black or gray and the bottom part something else. I'm not really sure. I hadn't made up my mind, and I don't know when I'll get around to it, but that's why I haven't. I told my wife, I said, don't take any more tape off, because I can use it for a boundary in order to put tape on or whatever. It's laid in there really good. So whoever done a good job. I tell you right now, their favorite color is red, blue, and white, which I like all those colors, but you know, they kind of went overboard. Look at my first videos when I got this truck about a year ago. I think it's like June of last year or something. Anyway, just kind of look then, or maybe May or April of last year. Anyway, if you're interested in it, and anyway, appreciate you watching the video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll be going back over to Tim's to do some more work on that utility bed that he's wanting my wife and I to clean up and paint and all kinds of stuff. He's going to put it on a Chevrolet truck, a C10. It's a square body, and I think when he gets done with it, it'll look pretty good. And we'll just kind of go from there. But anyway, it's always interesting hanging around Tim. He's a real good guy and a fun guy to hang out. Tells jokes all the time and keeps my wife and I rolling in the dirt. Okay, appreciate you watching the video. I'm having a great day, and I hope that you are too. And I'll see you later.